Many people, including myself, view GoPro as the king of action cameras, and rightfully so. They basically invented the action camera when they first started releasing products, and GoPro has come a long way. The Hero 4 was the first 4K action camera, the Hero 7 added hyper-smooth stabilization, the Hero 9 added 5K, and the newly released Hero 11 has 5.3K video with 10-bit color. However, the other day I got a question asking why are people leaving GoPro behind, and it really got me thinking. First of all, I thought to myself, people are leaving GoPro? Why on earth are they doing that? I even put a poll out asking how happy you all are with your GoPros, and about 2/3 said that they were very happy. If most people out there are satisfied, why is there so much buzz about this? So I started doing some research, and turns out there's some bigger YouTubers and filmmakers out there who say they're done with GoPro altogether, and even some of GoPro's fans are starting to use other cameras. But why is this? Is it because the competition is better, or are GoPros not up to the standard that they used to be? What's going on, guys? It's Raymond here, and today I'm gonna be answering all of those questions I just asked, and we're gonna be taking a deep look at GoPro's future. Now before we get into today's video, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe with notifications turned on so you never miss out on new videos. Starting just a few years ago, the action camera world has basically been divided in two. Those who only use GoPro and those who strictly avoid it. It seems like you strictly swear by GoPro cameras, or you own something like the DJI Osmo Action or Insta 360. So where do I stand with GoPro? I happen to love GoPro cameras and everything they offer. I've never really had any issues with any of my GoPro cameras, but I'm not gonna let that bias get in the way of today's video. Now don't get me wrong, I've known for a while that some people out there absolutely hate GoPro cameras, but when I started doing some research, I found some really fascinating things. I came to the conclusion that there's only two reasons why somebody would abandon GoPro. Either because the competition's cameras are better, or they've had too many bad experiences with Hero cameras. Let's take a look at that first reason, the competition. GoPro was the very first action camera company, so they've always had a major advantage over everybody else. Plus, the name GoPro is a household name now, so if you're a new action camera customer, you're more bound to pick out a GoPro. However, that doesn't mean GoPro's competition isn't fierce. For example, DJI has been coming after GoPro for a few years now, and it seems like every time they release a new camera, they get closer to being on GoPro's level. You also have cameras like the Insta 360, which has become pretty popular recently, and even cheaper action cameras like the ones that Caso makes are starting to become big. So what exactly makes other cameras more appealing than GoPros? The first and probably most important is price. The Hero 11 debuted in September with a starting price of $499, whereas the Osmo Action 3 debuted the same day with the price of $329. That's a major price difference between two cameras that almost offer the same thing. The biggest difference is that the Hero 11 can record in 5K and 5.3K, whereas the Osmo Action 3 only has 4K. You can now buy 4K action cameras for as low as $100 these days, so price can obviously be a factor for people who want to get away from GoPro. So why is GoPro charging so much for the new action cameras? The biggest way they try to differentiate themselves from other action cameras is the cinematic abilities. Over the years, GoPro has shifted away from pure action cameras to more cinematic and professional level cams. The Hero 11 has things like 10-bit color, manual control with white balance, and hyper smooth that aim at making video as cinematic as possible. But does that make it worth buying over simpler action cameras? Now that's up to the buyer, and some people don't think that it is. Now let's talk about the other reason. People are fed up with having issues with their GoPros. This is probably the biggest reason why people are switching away, because GoPro has a pretty foundational fan base, so it's gonna take a little bit for people to transition. Now this topic is something that's talked about a lot online, and when it comes to complaints, there's only one place to start with GoPro, and that is freezing and overheating issues. Over the years, I've literally gotten thousands of comments talking about this issue. Fortunately for me, I've never really had an issue with it. I dealt with it a little bit with the Hero 7, but since then, nothing has really come up. Now, 99% of YouTubers and filmmakers who quit using GoPro say it's because of the overheating and freezing. They just couldn't take it anymore, so they started using cameras that didn't have these issues. Now, GoPro hasn't hasn't really done much to solely isolate and fix this issue, which is probably the most frustrating thing for a lot of people. Of course, it has gotten better over the years, but it hasn't completely gone away. So now that we've talked about the reasons why some people are leaving GoPro, let's talk about the company's future. During a period of time, GoPro was in the red more than they were in the black, but the past 2 years have been better. Since the release of the Hero 9, GoPro sales have been pretty consistently good. This year in 2022, GoPro has beat sales projections, and their Q3 sales were up 4% compared to the year before. So obviously the company isn't drowning or anything. However, the competition is the fiercest it's ever been, and that's making it harder for GoPro to succeed as much as they want. I mean, really, it all comes down to giving people what they want. If GoPro is able to continuously release new cameras that satisfy their existing fan base with enough features to make a year-by-year upgrade worth it, they will stay on top of the action camera game. Now, the future also depends on which company comes up with the next revolutionary advancement. Examples of these advancements includes GoPro's Hypersmooth with the Hero 7 and 5.3K recording, and even DJI being the first company to add a front-facing screen on an action camera. Whichever action camera company is able to come out with something like this next will be able to set the bar for all other companies. So overall, are people leaving GoPro behind? The answer is a little complicated, but I guess it's both yes and no. There are some bigger YouTubers and filmmakers who have decided to ditch GoPro, and it has created a little bit of buzz among their fans. However, GoPro is still the top action camera company at this moment, but who knows, that could change eventually in the future. Now, I'm still very satisfied with all of my cameras, and hopefully that doesn't change either anytime soon. Alright guys, now I know a lot of you out there own GoPro cameras of your own, so make sure to let me know in the comment section down below if you've ever thought about trying out other action cameras. But that is going to wrap up today's video, but before you go, make sure to smash that like button, and most importantly subscribe with notifications turned on so you never miss out on awesome videos just like this one. I'm Raymond Tiller, and I'll see you on the next video.